shit.
You can't.
Well,
You can't.
Spam-A-Lot worked.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
to me, Princess Bride is
It is.
the Holy Grail.
Yeah. See what you did there? Princess Bride, Holy Grail. There.
Yeah.
Boom. Hey, it's not like we're live already. Just help yourself. Stand around.
If you want one of the priors, you can have that.
One of the priors?
Yeah, the
Bernadus.
St. Bernardus.
Ooh, I had an idea. What if we all did a Secret Santa for each other?
Oh.
Would you like that idea?
Well, I've already ordered the show gift.
Well, yeah, but Santa Claus comes for But Santa Claus comes for everybody.
Well, we all get one.
No.
That's what I'm saying.
What I'm saying though is that you Santa Claus always come for everybody, but then we can all
One in there and one in there.
It's just an idea.
Yeah.
Ponder,
No, I think
of it.
it'd be fun.
$50 gift.
I think it'd be really fun. What? Oh, the $50. You don't have your recommendation.
No.
Not prepared.
No.
I got mine.
And I had all day to do
And
it.
Sam, you got to go retail, not what you.
Oh,
can
what
get.
I get stuff for?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, well, then I might need to do Paul's here.
Nobody does their homework. I'm the only one who works their
You should know this
That's not
by
playing
now.
through the right source.
I will say I got Prime Student the other day.
That's playing through
Hell
the
of a
TV over there.
hell of a Monday for Cyber Monday.
You got what?
Prime Student because I'm technically a college student.
Oh. Okay, let's try that one more time. Now we can hear it through our headphones. Earlier it was playing through the TV monitor,
Yeah.
and that's not where it's supposed to play. It's because when I was down here the other day, I was working on stuff, and I was watching one of the Batman movies, because I've never seen those, nor can I quote them directly, probably every single line. And I'm talking the Chris Nolan Batman movies, in case anybody was wondering. Nobody's listening. Jackson's the only one
I'm
listening. You two
listening.
assholes.
not
Chris
listening.
Nolan. I don't even know who the guy is.
Reminds me of
you
being
talked
at-
Batman and went.
Reminds
over
me
my-
of being at work. Hey, students, can I get your attention, please? Both people looking at their phones. The time is here again. There are no times for no's. Mariah Carey is blasting on all the damn radios. You're either excited or a grump, full of tension or calms. Look on the bright side. Pout now has limited F-bombs. That was my poem for the night. You guys weren't even listening. Welcome to episode 458 of the longest standing podcast in the sport of cycling. I had to look to make sure I actually hit the recorder because I thought I forgot. It's the one and only Packfiller Cycling Podcast. Think of us as a post-ride beer with several friends and one asshole. I potentially am that asshole. My name is Patrick Bulger. Let's see who's with me tonight in this, the Rim Break Bar, where we are live on our YouTube channel as well as packfiller.com. Our prologue tonight, thanks to our friends in the one and only Untapped Maple, your source for flavor, clean fueling, and great tasting energy with a core ingredient of pure Vermont maple syrup. So perky this time of year. I love that. Be sure to try some today. Trust us. Use the link at Packfiller as well as with all of our great providers. Gentlemen, what is your philosophy on Christmas trees? When does it go up? What's it made out of? What color are the lights? And how do you properly decorate it? So tonight's introductions are who I think they would play in a live-action version of Rankin Bass's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Ah.
Thanks. It's good to know you guys have a pulse. First and foremost, definitely Hermie the Elf, who wants to be a dentist, Mr. Paul Maine. I think Paul
But
would
I
be
want
good.
to be a dentist.
See, exactly. How are you,
That's
man?
your incisor.
See, he's already got the role. In case anybody's casting. When
Is
they
it the
remake
blonde?
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
With the big wave of hair. Yeah, exactly.
Still a misfit. But I'm a cyclist. All cyclists are misfits.
Don't I fit in? So tell me, man, first of all, how are you?
All right. Doing okay?
Second of all, what's your philosophy on Christmas trees?
I really like to see it go up in December. The later, the better.
Really?
Yeah.
Like-
If it's a real tree, it has to be, because they're dead by the time Christmas comes around.
Yeah.
And then everybody tries to like milk it, and then you see the leaves. The needles falling down.
Yeah.
But
Is yours real or fake?
ours is fake because we actually didn't have a tree for, I don't know, probably about 10 years. What's the kids?
Why does that not
We
surprise me?
but we got a little like a small little 2-footer because
Okay.
because we go to our kids' house,
Okay.
and watch, so there's not really a focal point. We don't have presents. So
Well.
anyway, But we got a new one today. I mean, just yesterday.
Okay. A new one.
A new
Yeah.
2
A
foot
full
tall.
size?
It's 7 feet tall.
Okay.
It's not real.
Okay. Fake.
What
color are the lights?
Well, they're white.
Okay.
And it's a birch tree with no leaves. It came from, I don't know, Pottery Barn or something like that.
Nice.
My wife, yeah. So it's pretty funky looking. So
Yeah.
yeah, I like that retro. It has kind of a semi-retro look to
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay. Sam's having a difficult time digesting this. Next off, he's definitely the Fireball, the friend reindeer who totally bails on Rudolph when things get real. I was
What is
struggling
his
between
name?
Fireball, like, oh my, his name is Fireball.
Fireball, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
What the? and you go running off
Yeah.
into the you
Good
just
luck.
yeah. I'll
Yeah.
play with you as long as not anymore. Either that or you were going to be the squirt gun that squirts jelly.
Yeah, that could be that one too.
What's your
Charlie
treat?
in the box.
Oh, did I say Sam Waples? I did say Sam. It's, no one wants a Charlie in the box.
Real Christmas tree. I actually
you
had
are?
this debate for a long time because I was like, man, that's so wasteful. Shouldn't we be planting
as a
trees?
vegetarian who kills a tree,
Hear
it's
me
like
out.
it's double murder.
Hear me out. I did a lot of research into this because
Okay.
I was about to buy a fake tree.
Yeah.
I was pushing Mackenzie for it for a long time. Like, we shouldn't be cutting down trees. Well, it turns out that that's actually a really good industry because of the number of trees that they're planting. And so it's a good thing to support
They're tree
Okay.
farms.
tree farms.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. Like,
Unlike fish farms.
Unlike
you
fish
know,
farms.
It's
or
different.
puppy farms.
That is
or-
different than going out in the wilderness and cutting down a tree.
Yes.
That's a different thing.
Yes.
So-
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, like the farmed trees are a really great thing. So that, we always go to like this place up north of here that they have like families that take care of the trees and stuff. So it's like a kid's project for, I don't know, 5 years or something. So it goes to a good cause. Which is
He
cool.
named it, and then you
and then I
kill
go
it.
and I cut it down in front of them.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
laugh
Yeah.
maniacally.
It reminds me a lot of my relationship with my
Say
brother.
goodbye to Coco,
Yeah.
you little shit.
Yeah. It's pretty much. And we do all of that. I mean,
Coco.
the Waples family is big into Christmas because
Oh, okay.
my dad works at an ornament company.
No shit.
Yeah.
Really?
Old World Christmas.
I
Yeah.
had no idea.
Yep.
Wow.
And so, he is Santa Claus
you guys-
365 days a year.
You guys go all out.
all
then,
out.
Probably.
Yeah.
Colored or white lights?
I prefer white. My wife prefers the color option. So we've done both.
Okay.
Depends on the year.
All right. Third, let's be honest. He'd probably get the role of Rudolph, don't you think? Kind of a misfit who comes through,
Leads us all.
blossoms, he totally
I
buffs out
agree.
while he's
Got
gone.
the chick.
Got the chick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clarice,
Yeah.
stop calling me names. Because that was kind of your childhood.
Sure.
Not
Yeah.
not to traumatize you or bring all that
No, it's
back up.
okay.
But Mr. Jackson Bulger, how are you, man?
Doing well. Yeah.
I know what we did when you were young, but what is first of all, you're going to have to confess something about the time in which your tree goes up.
I don't know if it's really a confession. I mean, it's before Thanksgiving.
Good
Everybody
man.
knows that.
Good man.
I
Yeah.
think it's like the day after Halloween.
No, it's not. It's well, like we'll participate in like certain things the day after Halloween. Like, when it comes to like if there's like Starbucks putting out peppermint mochas November 4th, which there was this year, we'll participate in stuff like that. But
Okay.
no, the tree was up, I want to say 2 weeks ago, just because we bought it. And we were like, it's either we put it away or we just put it up.
Yeah.
And putting it up is kind of easier than putting it away. And so we put it away. We didn't decorate it. We decorated it last weekend. So we did that whole deal and decorated the whole house. But the tree is fake. It's just easier in an apartment.
I agree.
My wife took a picture of somebody who got a tree that could fit height-wise into our apartment complex, but the width of the thing, there's no chance it's getting into
Nothing wrong with girth.
This was too.
It's not about length.
This was way too girthy to fit through even
No
the
such
door.
thing.
And so what they did is they left it on their porch and they wrapped it in one strand of lights. So it's just like,
Oh.
it kind of made it look really bad. Anyways,
Well,
hopefully that
Well,
wasn't.
and the fake one, I will say, you can then have it up for longer.
So you can, and you don't have to worry
Yeah,
about it.
you can.
We bought one this year that changes the lights.
Oh.
So we don't have to choose.
Snap.
Yep. So that's pretty nice, just by a little foot pedal on the ground.
Yeah.
So that's been pretty nice. We've done color this year. For previous years, we've done like white / like the warm white, so like yellow.
Okay.
But yeah. Is there anything else you want to know about my tree? I do have a gate around it because of our stupid cat, and we have pillows on our TV stand. So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. You seemed a little defensive, but that's okay.
it's because you came at me.
I didn't come at you,
I'm
bro.
going to defend what I know is right.
That's true. I stand with Jackson.
Me.
Hang on.
No.
I'm going to tell him, whisper in his ear, who you choose.
Oh, my
To be.
character to be? Well, I'm stuck between two.
He will be. I know it.
I am not King Moonracer.
No.
No, that's not what he said.
No.
No.
Nobody. Me, I am either Yukon Cornelius, or I'm the pissed off elf that tries to direct the choir. And the one and the two, and no, Dennis. Oh, that's what I was thinking. I was more, yeah, Yukon Cornelius because he's just a
Yeah.
nothing.
Gold! Gold! Always looking for gold.
Silver. Bumbles bounce.
Bubbles bounce.
I have watched that show since infancy,
Yeah.
and I still watch it every year.
That's crazy that you were born when it was made.
Was it really?
It was made
might have
before he was
It was born way. It was made way before you were born. I was making it.
Really?
I was
Not-
making
not
a
me,
joke.
though.
Old joke.
Not
Well done.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Jack.
That was.
You put your tree up too much, too early. Peppermint mochas suck. My tree philosophy doesn't matter because my wife is in charge of the
Yeah.
tree. She has been charged
She
of
has
it.
way better taste than you.
Oh, hell yes. Even though I don't like the white lights, I want colored lights. And she bought the fake tree for all of our married life. We made a day of it. We drove out to Green Bluff. We cut down the tree ourselves. We strapped it on top of the car. We brought it home. I got it off the car and onto the tree stand and brought it in. And then she and Jackson took over from there. Along with lights, with ornaments, with
great
music,
deal.
with whiskey and eggnog. You know, that was basically the day. And then she just went and bought the fake tree, and now it's like, I don't have to shit anymore because she's just like going, can you help me carry the box up? This is so funny too. My wife's like, can you help me carry the box up? And I'm like, sure, I guess so. This is the same woman who, when I leave the house for an hour, I come back and our couch has been moved. Mm-hmm. But I got to carry this box up that is maybe 12 pounds. And I'm just like going, where did that dresser go? Oh, I put it downstairs. Okay, shit.
Yeah.
But I don't get to pick really anymore when it comes to that kind of stuff. So I like the colors, and you know, but I'm not going to get them anymore. My life is colorless.
Well, you know what you do now. You buy another tree. You
Yeah.
put this tree in the living room in your bedroom,
Yeah,
so you can fall asleep to the Christmas tree glow.
that might keep me up.
You're brilliant. Okay. Here's the thing is that like everybody bashes on Christmas. There's so many Scrooges.
I know. I'll admit
And
it,
like
I am
I
one.
work with a bunch of them. I want Christmas music on like yesterday until every day until Christmas. Because like
Soon
have
as
you
the
guys lived in this city the last 2-3 weeks? Have you been in this city?
Yeah,
Have you stepped outside and seen what the weather's like?
it's shitty and
It's
cold and depressing.
horrible and depressing. Why would you not want joy? Why would you be a thief of joy?
Well,
I
sometimes
agree.
Sometimes Christmas music steals my joy.
Yep.
No.
I have a
I've been
philosophy.
hearing it for 60 years.
I have a philosophy that a lot of songs that are made specifically for Christmas are made for Christmas because they're too shitty to be played any other time of the year.
You know.
It's like, you know what? This song's not going to sell dick. Well, put Christmas in it, and people will eat it.
No,
up.
Frank
Paul McCartney.
Sinatra,
Bum, bum, bum,
Bing
bum,
Crosby.
bum, 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 bum,
No.
bum. That was Paul. Here's F-bomb number one. Paul fucking around on a keyboard, and next thing he went, oh my God, we should make this a song. And everybody goes, no, Paul, it sucks. Well, I'm going to make it a Christmas song. Shit, man, good idea.
Oh, it'll fit perfect.
Yeah, and Mariah Carey,
That's horrible.
that was good once.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
It was never.
I think Michael Bublé is
Bublé
the one.
kicks ass.
Bublé.
Yeah, Bublé
I think
kicks
he's
ass.
the real king of Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Bublé kicks.
he's
ass.
great.
Dean Martin.
Dean Martin, Bing Crosby, Spokane resident. Hello.
Yeah.
I already said that.
All those
Did you?
guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Brat Pack, they all had
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Christmas albums.
They did.
Turns
They
out Bing
kicked ass.
Crosby might not have been the best guy.
He was.
Yeah.
He's an
I
asshole.
think
You know,
you see
He's
that
an
with a lot of
asshole.
people.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, though.
Especially
Yeah.
to his kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's an asshole, especially to his kids. Right, Jackson? Say right,
Sure.
Pa. I'll do whatever you say, Daddy. Nah, that sounded wrong.
I didn't like that last part.
Speaking of which, let's switch gears. How's everybody's cycling life going? Is anybody training reasonably? Sam puts his hand up again.
I'm crushing. I'm
Dude.
crushing. Yeah.
Nice. How
I
many?
mean, none of you guys call it training, so I guess
I
I'm
call
not
it training.
doing anything.
I sure as hell
But
call it
I'm
training.
lifting
Indoor
2 days a week.
exercise.
I'm
Yeah.
doing indoor exercises.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, lifting 2 days a week and then riding 4.
Nice.
And for 45
Wow.
minutes, the shortest hour is the longest.
Okay. So, okay, keeping it
Feeling
under an hour.
good. I have had my numbers are at right now where they were in spring of last year.
Wow.
So, in that trend, I'm gonna wipe the floor with everyone.
Paul Jackson,
Um,
after egotistical a-hole boy just got finished
Which one of us
stepping
is
off of
the
his
ass?
soapbox.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Which one of us is the ass?
Apparently,
It's
well,
me.
tonight it's you.
Yeah.
Mine's been fine. It's just figuring out that balance right now is still something I'm doing. But I think I finally got it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I did my whole workout routine that I did last year yesterday, and I still did like a lot of schoolwork, so it was good to know that I can do both.
Oh, good.
So, yeah.
Good. It's all about the 888.
Yeah. What
8
does that
hours
mean?
of work, 8 hours of play, 8 hours of sleep. That's your 24 hours.
Yeah, I'm more like 8, 4, 4, 8.
Okay,
So 8.
for school, for play.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I just said for play, and I talked to my son, and I said it. That felt wrong.
I wasn't
Wow,
thinking
4
it. but-
hours of that?
4 hours. Wow. Holy shit.
You're impressive.
I think that what's going to be tough is that, I mean, like, and because I feel it, like, there was definitely this morning, I'm like, I just don't want to get on the bike. Like, it just doesn't sound that fun. It always feels better after I,
Yep.
like, end up doing the workout, but you are up against serious mental burnout. Like,
Yeah.
and cycling could tip you over into that, even though school is the primary driver. So, like,
Yeah.
that's kind of, I mean, I respect where you're at right now with that because, yeah, you don't want to, like, you got to find balance.
Yeah, I think what I'm starting to realize is that you don't really like think about even like relaxing or giving yourself time until everything's done.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can relax.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes by next May and see if my hair is gray, but we'll go from here.
Yeah.
You'll be a silver fox.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah, Paul, how has it been?
Indoor trainer about 3, sometimes 4 times a week. A little bit of yoga, especially hip openers.
Oh,
Focus
nice.
on that, and some ab work. That's about it.
Holy shit. Okay.
The ab work is like just this 5-minute routine, but it's like a killer one. So that's all you need.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of getting where I'm going to take a little bit to start off here. But after the shoulder shots, I've been pretty focused on a fitness base. I got how many? I rode Thanksgiving Day for about an hour and 20, maybe a little over that. Rode on Saturday for about an hour and a half, and my rowing machine is here, so I bought a Concept 2 erg, which if you're in the rowing industry or if you've done that, and I've been on that twice now. I got on it this morning and did an interval workout, and holy shit, I keep forgetting that with cycling. I keep thinking that you have to go at least an hour or you're wasting your time. And then I got on the rowing machine today, and in 40 minutes I was done. It was an interval workout, and 40 minutes was too long.
Mm-hmm. I would probably do 20.
28 to 30 would have been fine. Yeah, and it was pretty good. But I've forgotten what that feels like, and what a total body workout in that 30 to 45 minutes. And I need core, I need back, and I desperately need, and that's what my doctor had prescribed to me, is this type of a muscle exercise to help with imbalance. Did I mention this all last week? An impingement that is causing probably part of the problem. So hopefully that'll be it. We cyclists tend to focus on our muscle groups and not really pay attention to anything else. And that can cause,
What matters beyond quads and glutes?
well, it's the cameras on me,
Mm.
where we do this.
I don't see a problem.
Yeah, we sit with
That
our
looks
shoulders
arrow.
in an
Yeah, it
arrow
is. You
pose.
get your,
Yeah.
yeah.
In an
But when
arrow
you're
pose.
But when you're sitting
Sweet.
in an office chair or
It's
something
form.
like that, you might as well just switch over to this voice and go, I'll be downstairs in accounting.
We're just training for those time trials.
Yeah,
Tuck the ears.
Does anybody do other machines? And when I say other machines, like other fitness-based treadmill, Stairmaster. Do they call them Stairmasters anymore?
Probably.
Yeah. Does anybody do any of those other cardiovascular machines in your regular routines? Sam, I know you have more ready access to them.
Yeah, so I use like the rowing machine for a warm up, and I'll do like 5-10 minutes on that before
Yeah.
I go and do all the lifts and stuff. But besides like a pulley machine, I don't do any other. We have the stair stepper, treadmill, all that stuff, but I am not doing that.
Would you guys, if you had them?
Nope.
No. Jackson, you
Yeah,
nodded.
I'd probably use a treadmill. I did for a couple of weeks, and then I realized that going to the gym is kind of a whole thing.
Yeah.
It's a whole process.
Well, that's what. I
That's
was gonna kinda
totally
go that
that's
way.
the biggest barrier.
Yeah. Well, it's just like I'm sorry, I'm not trying to make it about like, oh, I'm like trying to compartmentalize like all the different things I have going on, but like going to school or going to the gym is like so much time, and I don't have that much time to go to the gym. So if I had something readily available, like a trainer, but like a treadmill at home, I think I would use it, because I did use it for a couple of weeks and I actually genuinely liked it.
Yeah.
So
Because there are two schools of thought when it comes to athletic club memberships. One are the core group of people who are like, I like leaving the house and physically going someplace to work out. I have a different place that I consider my workouts. I make a conscious decision. I go and I do it there.
Right.
A lot of people who have home-based workout facilities can probably attest to the fact that I bought this machine and now it's holding clothing. Because it's there, you pass it every day. There's a group that is guilty because you pass it every day, or a group that is just completely nonchalant about it and doesn't even think about it.
Yeah, that's interesting. Because we've talked about how I do this, and Paul, I think you do a very similar way of getting on the trainer, but I don't have that set up, So I think that's why I'm able to just like continue the motivation to get that going, because it is almost like I'm going somewhere else. Because when I set it up,
You get
it's
the
a
bike
different
out,
space.
you set up the trainer,
Yeah.
you hook it up, you get it dialed in,
Yeah.
you pair, and you go.
Exactly.
And then when you're done with your workout, do you immediately strike and put it away
Yep.
and all that kind of stuff?
I do.
Okay.
I think it depends on the day. It depends on how much shit I got to do.
Yeah.
I have to have it set up. There's too many barriers otherwise. I wouldn't have gotten on this morning if I had to set it up.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. If I was a morning workout person, I would have to have it set up. But since
when
I'm
you
an
go
evening,
to bed,
it's fine.
Yeah, I get that.
Mm.
I have a space where, and please don't think I'm more of a hoarder than I am.
You are.
We own a treadmill. We own a Stairmaster.
Keep going.
Not Stairmaster,
An
elliptical. My stationary trainer, and then the rowing machine.
And how many bikes?
Well, everybody listening to this show knows I own a lot of bikes. Right?
But you're not a hoarder.
No.
No, okay.
I'm
I was
a
just
collector.
curious. I was just trying to add up all of the facts and come to a when 1 + 1 = 5 conclusion, and I got there. Thank
Well,
you.
1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 does
Yeah.
equal 5.
Yeah, no, totally. You're not a
Jeez.
hoarder.
No, these are all. And in fact, one thing I was going to say is in the depths of winter, sometimes I will go up, and this is before the rowing machine came into it, and I would do a half an hour on the bike, half an hour treadmill, half an hour elliptical, and then another half an hour on the bike. And that's 2 hours where your brain doesn't drift off into hell, because you know that in 30 minutes you're getting off this machine and you're doing another one, and you're mixing it up that way. And it's, sure, it's not cycling
You know what that
specific.
kind of reminds me of an indoor triathlon.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Now you just need those shorts that went sploosh on when you're doing it.
Oh my
Little baby diaper.
gosh.
The baby diaper.
Grape
Are you
smugglers.
becoming
Yeah.
a triathlete?
No, I'm not.
He did it once.
Feels like it.
I did do one, yeah.
Mhm.
But that's where the I'm not wearing grape smugglers, first of all, but nobody wears them
Oh,
anymore.
all
I
right.
did in my first triathlon. We know this story.
You
has been
had
on
to
the-
shave like all the way up because you're one hairy gorilla.
One
I'm thinking you went.
What hairy gorilla? What a
Yeah,
phrase.
jeez.
No, I just tucked it in.
All the hair? You have leg hair on your thigh you can braid. How do you tuck that in?
Oh my god!
You braid it. That's how.
Yeah.
Sam, you've got a basement
Got a
space,
squ-
Yes.
right? Back to
Scrunchy.
the topic.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
little scrunchy off the back of your thigh.
He got it started.
Braid it.
Sorry, braid.
I do. And yeah, it's huge. This year, I was actually literally just thinking this morning as I was watching Top Gun and riding my bike.
Oh my god!
Every time.
It's so good, you guys.
Not
It's
40
so
times.
good.
No, 40 has gotta
more
be an
than,
under- yeah,
well,
yeah.
1,000. Because I now we have Top Gun Friday at the clinic. TGIF, Top Gun. It's Friday. It just goes right.
This is just the second one.
So
not
no,
first
we
and
play
second.
Top Gun 1, Top Gun 2, Top Gun 1, Top Gun 2. But when I'm on my own, I just watch Top Gun 2. Anyway.
Okay.
I was thinking, I'm like, because that
Wait,
room
stop
has
for a
become-
second. Stop for a second. Top Gun 1, the Kelly McGillis scene where they're like boom, 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 and there you see them tongue kissing and stuff. You playing that in your place of business?
No, I haven't had any complaints yet.
Wow.
Jeff doesn't work on Fridays.
Oh, okay.
Just wait. He's going to come into the clinic and he's going to be like, what is
Oh
going
my
on?
God, Tom Cruise and Kelly McGillis are getting it on. Nobody's
We've been
doing
doing
anything
this-
on the machines.
Yeah.
They're all like,
I know. But we have been having Top Gun Friday for probably at least 2 months now. Anyway,
Okay.
the basement is huge, but for my success in winter training. But because we're doing the basement reno this year,
Yeah.
everything is crammed in there, and it's like such a tight space that it is not inviting. And I'm just itching to get all of that out of there and like claim the calm that it is.
Can we
Because-
all please agree that Pain Cave should never be used to describe a workout room again? Can we all agree that
It's more like a
that term is
wattage
dead?
cottage.
That I think that you
that's
stole
barely
that from
above
Phil.
that.
I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like Pain Cave. I'm tired of it. How about the social element? Could you like taking a class, a fitness class, a yoga class, Paul? Things like that. Does any of that ever come into your interest range? If
No.
so, what? No, Jackson. Really? No, flat out no.
No, I just don't. I interact with so many people during the day,
Yeah.
and I think
adults and kids aren't really that far apart from each other. They think they
Yeah.
are, but a lot of the adults are
they're
worse.
just as weird.
Yeah.
You know. So like when I exercise, I find exercise as my hobby,
Okay.
especially like cycling. And so I think when I'm doing that, I don't want to have to be professional. I don't want to have to be nice. I don't want to have to talk to a lot of people. So I'd just rather be in my house in my whatever lighting I get to choose and do it that way.
You have
I have a bunch of
emo
LED
lighting
Well, I have a
around
bunch of LED lights
Okay,
and
yeah.
everything. And I mean, I put on Monday Night Football. I put on all that stuff just next to me so I can like watch it. But it's like I don't want to have to talk to you.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to talk to my instructor. I don't want him to be like, do this better. No, go away. That's how I feel about it.
So we've been doing like lifts as a family, just trying to get the whole family on board for the last several weeks. And I was talking to Dr. Dave's wife this last time. She goes, I just wish that we had somebody here telling us what to do. And I'm like, man, that's my hell. I don't want to
Really?
I don't like to
Yeah.
go to those classes and like have somebody like walk me through it, because it's like, I don't really feel like doing that today. I want to do this instead.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what the difference is there with like intrinsic and extrinsic motivators, but like for me, I'm just kind of like, I don't want to be, instructed on, oh, this is what we're going to walk. What if I don't like one of those exercises?
Yeah.
And this might sound annoying, but I feel like we're at that point in our like quote unquote exercise journey, or like in our cycling careers that we already kind of know what works for us, and I feel like we're like experts is a bit of a stretch, but we're highly educated individuals on what works for our specific bodies. And when I go and I hear somebody else tell me about like how I should do it, part of me is like, you don't know me. You know, I feel a little defensive.
There are areas my wife and I actually it's about 2 years ago, we were members at Tailwind, and what I liked going in was the variety of the workouts. Like I never knew it was going to be every day, and it was usually total body kind of a thing, and it was areas that I might have been fine in. There were certain exercises I'm like, yeah, this is good, and the other ones where I'm like, oh my God, don't look at me. Don't look away. You know,
And it would teach you new ones.
yeah, I'm
That's
doing
the
a sit
benefit.
up and I fart or something
Yeah.
like that. You know, oh geez, a little wet there at the end. Look
Blame it
away.
on the person next to you.
Yeah,
Splattered and scattered.
scattered. Yeah, like yoga, I would take. You know, a class like that.
And that's how I got started. It was offered for runners and cyclists, and it kind of geared towards this stuff. the
Immobile
problems.
yoga.
Yeah, but it was just basically beginners yoga, but you know, hip openers,
Yeah.
IT band stuff, shoulders too. Talking about shoulders, that was
Yeah.
a big part, just opening up the chest, which we're notoriously, and even runners too have that
Yeah.
problem. But and the funny thing is, after about, I think they were like 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks, 2 months, and it was once a week. Not until the end do you start seeing people, and people ended up dropping out a little bit for whatever reason.
Sure.
But the yogi said this is one of the toughest classes she's ever taught, and I thought probably because they're a bunch of screw-ups, runners and cyclists.
Yeah.
She goes, no, the thing is, you're so competitive that you think this is a competitive sport.
I gotta stretch farther.
It's
than
like
you.
you're looking
Yeah.
over. And I know she did this one time. She had us against the wall in a chair posed like up against, so your knees are bent. Then she had us hold that position for a while.
Yeah.
And so, you know, of course, all of us are like, yeah, see who lasts the longest. And where you're sitting there, just pretty soon you're just shaking, just.
Yeah.
And then finally, it was between, I cracked one eye open, I look, and he's still there.
I hate that asshole.
And finally, she calls us both off.
Yeah.
You know. And
You're
then
like, I would've gone the
Then
whole-
she puts us in poses where we have to use the same group of muscles. And we were, that other dude and I were
Shaking.
like, oh, God, I can't. Nope, hold it. And just sweat pouring down. And it's like, she was punishing us. She did.
Love that.
I'm gonna.
Yoga is not a competitive sport.
No.
It is if I'm there.
Okay.
That's all there is.
I'm gonna say a word, and I want you to listen to this word with an open mind.
Okay.
Jackson, I think, is going to have the most open when it comes to this word.
Surprise. That was a pat on the back.
Spinning.
I knew you were going to say that.
Spinning classes. What are your thoughts on spinning classes? And I don't mean necessarily, Schwinn bicycles, trademark spinning. I mean indoor cycling group classes. I know, Jackson, for example, your wife has started doing them, and she's getting into it. She's liking it. It's probably a highly engaging atmosphere.
Yeah. I mean, it's not something that I would do. And my wife, she came back from the first one she ever did. She went, "You would not like this."
Why did she say that? What do you?
Because she mentioned something very interesting about it, is that like sometimes I think that being a part of that like group exercise setting is a weird like mental space to get yourself into.
Yeah.
Because it is very much like a community setting where everybody's in this together.
Yeah.
And as runners, she's a runner, as cyclists, we're very like individual
Okay.
and like by ourselves about how we take our, as I mentioned before, fitness journey. And so being in that community setting, she immediately was like, I don't think this would be not that I am bad at being a part of a community setting, but like when it comes to my fitness, it is very much like it is my thing. And I don't need that to be like broadcast. But I think it's a great thing. And I think that she's gaining a lot. Like she can just already feel like she's gaining a lot of strength from it because it's not just cardio. It's also like they're grabbing weights and they're doing that on the bike as well.
Yeah.
It's like it's a bunch of different things. It's a whole body workout. That's it takes a lot, and so I would not poo-poo it at all.
No.
For other people, I just have a tough time with the class setting.
Anybody want to chime in on this one?
Pass.
Spin classes, I think they're good for certain people. And
Okay.
I've done a couple. I did one with this knucklehead.
You
But
did?
I did
Yeah.
lead them for a while.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
Yeah.
What did
Spin with
did you
Sam.
form? Were they like an interval format,
Yeah.
like 5, 4, 3,
Yeah.
2, 1?
It's kind of hard on rollers.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, this Yahoo showed up on rollers, but no, I would just like, and I tailored them all because nobody had really power meters for the most part. But you'd bring in your bike and set it up on a trainer, and then I'd guide you through like this should be at the end of these 2 minutes you can barely breathe, or like trying to explain what that is. But I think they were pretty effective. I mean, I even came off into the next season in pretty good fitness, and everybody else noticed good improvement. But that was a unique spin class because I was teaching it. But also,
I'm not. I know you're being you, but
I know you're being
But
the ass you are.
but a cycling class taught for cyclists by cyclists is a different beast than something that is taught for the general public and people who are just looking for general fitness.
Yeah, you are right. I mean, I was being an ass in the beginning, but I will say there was a place. I wish I could remember it. It was up in Canada somewhere, but they did that. It was like that kind of a concept set up. And then like once I found out about that place, then I was like, oh, we should do something similar to this. And it just would have taken a lot of money, but they had trainers that were always set up, so you would just like store your bike there in the winter, roll up, put your bike on a trainer. People were walking you through it, an actual cyclist. That's a pretty cool thing, but I don't really know of many of those that exist besides just like your typical spin class.
And don't you think it's now at the place where with online platforms where you can do group workouts, you can do a workout tailored to whatever specific needs you have in the comfort of your own home.
Totally.
That is something for the cycling specific is what I'm saying.
Yep.
That's kind of a necessary.
Zwift wasn't around when I was doing it, and Trainer Road was really
in its
elementary.
infancy. Yeah.
Well, I think with the spin classes and like even the yoga classes there are some people who get inspired by other people. And those are good things.
Well, all of us do. We just want to inspire to crush the other people.
Yeah, that's right.
Completely
and
different
that's the problem with
mentality.
trainers in this group is because we have no way to gauge.
Yeah.
I can, you're sitting on a trainer next to the next guy.
Yeah.
In the spin class, you don't know if he's barely has any tension on.
Yeah.
He could be cheating.
Now, everybody in the spin
I
class should be paired to a gigantic monitor that shows where they are in the course.
Then
How many watts are you
the
putting out?
instructor
You
would
would
lose. The instructor would lose all control. Everybody's just going, well, I know we're rested now, but
that's
I'm going to
intimidating.
catch up.
Yeah. Well, and then the problem is there's a lot of people who are not there for the competition.
Yeah, and they get demoralized.
Their level.
Yeah.
So,
And I think what's also cool is what I've heard about certain spin classes is that, I mean, at least the one that my wife goes to is owned by some people that are involved in the sport, involved in cycling, but also involved in running and other aspects of, the whole fitness. And I think that it's one thing that is cool about it is, like I mentioned before, it's not just focusing on that one part. It's focusing on all of it, which I think is something that we do need. So I will give it a chapeau to that we don't necessarily focus on the whole body.
Yeah. Well, and I that was one of my things that I kind of, when I thought of bringing this topic to the table, was my realization, just on, first of all, doctor's orders, and second of all, just a couple days getting on a rowing machine. I rowed competitively in college. We were a fast freaking crew. We were one of the best on the West Coast.
were you port or starboard?
I switched back and forth depending on where my
Really?
coach wanted me. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So over the course of my 4 years, I switched a couple times.
Wow.
And I getting back on that rowing machine, I forgot that how many muscle groups I have neglected. And I knew it. I mean, we all know it. But when I'm bending down to pick up the garbage, it doesn't. I'm not in pain. I'm not going, oh no, I'm screwed.
You only do that once a week anyway.
Yeah. My wife asked me to carry up the Christmas tree. I could carry it, but I just tell her I don't have the strength. I'm a skinny cyclist. She goes, fine, I'll do it.
Fine, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Nice gravelly voice.
Yeah. Exactly. So, any other form? Now, never mind. Last one. Do you guys intentionally post your winter workouts, or do you just let it automatically go, or do you intentionally not post your winter workouts?
Intentionally not.
Really?
Yeah.
To keep your cards close to the chest, or because it doesn't count?
No, it doesn't count, and no one cares. Do you look at other people on Strava's indoor training?
A little bit.
I don't really look at other people's Strava.
Yeah, I do when they're friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what button I clicked, but I get a notification every time you post something to Strava, Jackson. And I don't know why. I feel like a total creepy stranger, and I'm a stalker, and I'm going to figure out a way to stop it, because it's like, Jackson Bulger's competed a ride, and I'm like, really? Let's check it.
When you put it like that, then it's creepy.
Yeah, and then I compare my watch and your watch, and I'm like,
He's
oh,
always
got
better.
one up on him. Oh, I forgot. I'm 30 years old. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, with that, I automatically post it. I have it post to Strava, and then I have it post to my Garmin app.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not because I want to do anything. It's just because I like to catalog all of it together to be able to pay attention to it. But yeah, it's not for any rhyme or reason to be able to show off.
My rowing machine posts to Strava.
I saw that the other day.
I didn't set it up. It just went boink. And I'm like, oh shit. Okay. Okay.
You didn't
That's
set
cool.
it up?
Huh.
It just automatically did
Yeah.
it? That's kind of interesting.
Because you can pair it to your phone to follow workouts. It doesn't adjust like a
Like a smart trainer.
but you can have interval workouts and it'll pair and it logs it in. And I guess my phone just kind of went, oh, you want to share that, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
Can you do races and stuff on that
Yeah.
thing? It's
Yeah.
so cool. Those
Yeah.
are cool rowers.
They're really nice.
Yeah.
While we're on the topic of equipment, I have noticed recently that I feel like the smart trainer is the topic, or is the piece of electronic equipment that just doesn't really die. Like, it doesn't, like, I know, knock on wood, but like updates don't kill it, like with our phones, how like the batteries get, but like I feel like you can just buy one and it's gonna work forever.
Yeah.
Which is a
look
very
at the
impressive
old
industry.
trainers they did, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
those lasted forever. I literally still have my original trainer that I've probably done many hours on. I've had it since like 2008.
Yeah, that's
But-
crazy.
Yeah, right. But like the new ones are probably gonna last just as long. Like, why wouldn't they?
I
Well,
mean,
when it
yeah.
comes to electronics, when it's mechanical, you can
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
the electronic part. That's the baffling part. And I've heard several people say the biggest mistake Wahoo ever made is they made their trainer too darn good. It's just won't, won't break down. Yeah. There's no reason to buy another one. So it's one
why
and
they
done, as
expanded.
opposed to something that just gives out. I had my original trainer was a Specialized, and the roller was actually cupped. And so, I mean, and then the bearings would go out on that.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
had fans. back
Yeah,
then.
I had a Cyclops. I had fans when we were younger, and then I had a Cyclops that was a fluid. And that thing, you didn't want to be anywhere near it. And if a piece of paper touched it, it would burst into flames.
Yeah.
That
So
fluid got
scary.
so hot, so hot. But I did the same thing. I wore a groove in it just because of the road tires. I didn't buy a trainer specific tire for
They
a
didn't
long
make
time
them.
there. Yeah, now I would, but I don't need it anymore. You don't have that contact
Yeah.
point. But yeah, you're right. Mine's bomb proof.
Also, I would just say the purchase of 2024, the new century, right? Like,
Yeah.
you should have one of these. Like, the costs have come down enough
Oh,
to where
Yeah.
The core? Don't you have the core?
Yeah.
That thing's
Yeah.
crazy. That's
Yeah.
for the price you get. That is
it's
such high
exact
quality.
same. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Not that it matters, but the amazing thing is they have like maximum wattage, and you're looking at it. People are like, oh, I need to get something better. Like what you can do over 1,600 watts. How many?
Yeah,
A
congratulations.
flash of a
Yeah.
second,
Yeah.
you're gonna hit that
Yeah.
On a trainer.
on
Yeah.
a trainer,
Like,
which
no
is
chance.
really.
Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, there's a call on line 1. You're full of shit.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
and like the new hub one, like that has one gear on it.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Hey, it goes from like speeds 8 through 12
That's
on
all
that
I would
one
ever need.
cog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's insane. The tech is insane. And
That
so
you
I
don't
just think-
have to touch your shifter at all.
Yeah, like okay. Another I just plug on System because she's using System, but my wife, I got her a direct drive trainer this year, and she has been following a training program from System. It's like and she loves it.
Yeah.
You know, she did the full the Ford DP.
Yeah.
She did that.
Dude,
That's impressive.
That's a horrible test.
It is, right? But like she is enjoying.
You weren't in the same room when she was doing that. I would advise nobody to be,
How's it going, honey?
especially when it starts
Yeah.
getting towards the end. It's like darkness.
Yeah.
It's
But it's
That
just one of
last
those
1
things
minute.
that,
Yeah.
like it's so cool that, I mean, she's a cyclist, but not like very, very recreational.
Yeah.
And she's really into winter training now. Like everybody should have these things.
Yeah. You're right. We're at the point now where it is just, and it is such a great way to stay active during these months for people like us who live in these climates and have to, lack of daylight and things like that. It's just, it's a game changer. And, I don't care what platform you use.
Yeah. There's
Everyone
several good ones.
adjusts the
Yeah.
attention and things like that. So it's
But just
even
get a
not even worth it.
good one.
Yeah. Well, okay, there we go. Let's check tonight's headlines, you guys. Thanks to our friends at NordVPN. Watch all the racing, surf the entire web, and do it all complete security with NordVPN. Small price to pay for peace of mind. Use the link. No one is safe, everyone. Ooh, nobody's safe. Paul probably knows what I'm talking about.
Door opens.
Yep.
You never know what's going to happen.
Yep. Speaking of which,
Damn.
Remco Evenepoel has reportedly been taken to a hospital following a training crash in Belgium after he collided with the postal vehicle. Don't comment yet before I got to finish the story because that headline. Bless you guys. I took the copy from cycling. Anyway, the double Olympic champion was conscious and had seen sitting upright after the incident. Soudal Quick-Step team boss Patrick Lefevre provided an initial update that Evenepoel, quote, has pain in his shoulder and his hand, but the full severity of the injury turned out to be worse than first thought. Soudal Quick-Step have now confirmed that Evenepoel sustained fractures to his rib, right shoulder blade, and right hand. Belgian media reported that Evenepoel was unable to avoid the door of the postal vehicle that opened in front of him. However, the full details of the crash also yet to be confirmed. So, Evenepoel's gold bike was also completely snapped in two after the crash. They had a picture of it. Top tube completely severed.
Done.
So first off, let's look at the prepared text here. Note how it mentions he, quote, collided with the postal vehicle, almost making it sound like it was his fault. This is one of the top riders in the world. Why can't the media admit that it is probably the postal guy and or girl's fault here? Why do I constantly find stories in the media saying collided with a vehicle? No, some fuckhead
There's two.
probably opened his door without doing the what is it the
right hand.
Yeah, but they call it it's like the Dutch look or something like that.
Yeah,
Is it Dutch? I can't remember. But
I
it's
think it's a Dutch or Danish.
Danish look. Yeah,
They both start with a D.
yeah, same people,
But
right?
you open the car door with your right hand. It causes you to look over your shoulder.
Yeah.
That's when you take that test.
Yeah.
That's a proper way of getting in and out.
So
As
you're gonna
opposed to
kill
just
somebody.
like
So
whoa.
my enragement at the media's inability to say Remco Evenepoel, one of the best cyclists in the world, was struck by a car door. Not he ran into a car door. Yes, he did, but this was I'm going to go on a limb. It was not his fault. This was and our global cultural mentality that when you have these fatalities that are happening out on the road and courts and media report them as an accident or something like it. No, it's not an accident. Somebody effed up and somebody died. Mm-hmm. When I read this story, I was like, come on, guys. You're a cycling magazine. Don't sugarcoat it. We're on your side. Mm-hmm. Don't do that. So am I freaking out over nothing, or is this
No, I agree with you. I think when I was in Switzerland a year and a half ago,
God, you asshole.
I'm just, so cultured.
Going to France.
Going back to France. But I was talking to my old roommate who's living over there, and he was explaining to me the bike rules, and I was like, man, these cars are going like way around us. It seems almost excessive. And he's like, they're terrified to hit you. I'm like, why is that? He's like, because they're always in the wrong. If a car hits you there, they're in the wrong. And I was like, what? God. It was the craziest thing. And so it's like crazy, it brings total awareness to other, and it's not just bikes. It's pedestrians. It's all that. The car is the ultimate figure at fault. So if you are in a car and something hits you, it's your fault. So it's like, wow, what a different perspective, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, probably something that we should have.
I ran into a car once on my bike.
Yeah.
I was looking back to change lanes. The car in front of me stopped at the red light, not the red light, the green light to turn because there's somebody in the intersection. I ran into that car. 100% my fault. And we didn't press charges. They didn't press charges. We all walked away. I went to the hospital, and everybody lived happily ever after. Except I've had this strange, irrational fear of everything since then. But
you hit your head?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Maybe she was born with it.
Yeah.
Probably.
Maybelline. But that was my fault. I accept that. But I would love to have a little bit more of the pressure put upon the driver.
Yeah.
I've got a situation for you.
Yeah.
It happened to me personally. Doing an inspection. I'm in my car. I look, there's a vehicle like coming down passing by, so I didn't want to swing the door open. And when I looked, I'm just waiting for that car to go by. As soon as it goes by, I open up the door and the cyclist goes, whoom, missed me by that much. The problem is I looked, but I didn't see him because he was behind the car because there's other parked cars, right? And so as soon as there's some situations that it's just, even when you look, it's just going to happen. And the guy was okay, but his wife was like freaking out. And I said, hey, I'm so sorry. I mean, I looked and everything because I saw her because she was dangling off the back there. And I had plenty of time, which I did. So,
do you know who I am? Yeah. You walk up to her. Do you know what I represent?
Well, the worst thing is somebody who's been cycling as long as I have, and I've almost took a guy out downtown when I had the tools on and I was driving the work vehicle, and there's blind spots. Turned on my blinker, looked, nothing, and all of a sudden this guy, boom, boom, boom. Yeah. He was just right at that spot.
Yeah.
I mean, there is some situations that, I get that. But I think we do this, especially the United States, and it sounds like in Great Britain too. The car is the rule, and not like in the Netherlands or even Switzerland.
Yeah. How do you think this postal driver feels right now?
Like crap.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Most hated.
He might have to, since he's an EU guy. He better find another country to live in.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just ruined a double gold medalist. In like one of the most popular sports in your country.
It's like the movie The Other Guys. You shot Derek Jeter.
Yeah. That's a really good.
That man is a biracial angel.
What movie is that?
The Other Guys.
The Other Guys. You should watch it.
It's a
really
good
funny.
It is pretty funny. Aim for the bushes.
Will Ferrell. And,
I have seen it.
And
Marky
Mark's
Mark.
got the hot wife.
Yeah.
I have seen it.
The bike. Has anybody ever really snapped a bike? Have you ever been in the experience? Well, Paul's cracked it. Dave's
I didn't crack it. Somebody else cracked
it. Car versus he did
2 times.
Both car?
No, one of them was a rail in a bike race. Those like little metal rails they put up,
Guardrail?
Guardrail. At the end of the bike races. One was into one of those, and then another one was a like a pile-up bike crash.
It was a hard
So not
fence? It was a hard fence you ran into?
Oh,
No,
so
it
not
was
a
one of those,
guardrail.
No, it's,
Not
not
a, like
it's
a-
one of those ones that has the feet that poke out, like you put up
Oh, yeah.
temporarily for the
So,
races.
yes. Hard fencing, snow fencing. Yeah, yeah. We don't
Yeah.
call it snow fencing, but
Yeah, I got his handlebar hooked in it, and
broke his bike.
yeah, and then he also broke it in a bike crash. I think he was just being soft, but
Wow. Well, his bike was.
yeah,
Yeah.
kind of like David.
Yeah. Are you guys ever? I know Jackson's never
No, I
broken
haven't.
one.
I've dented back in the steel. I straightened out my
dented and
Yeah.
bent. I've
I
done
had-
that.
in a bike race. Well, the one that state championships where I T-boned, and there was, I've told that story 1,000 times out at Cheney and Martin. I won't say his last name, but grabbed a water bottle, just pouring down rain, overlapped a wheel, goes down on the first guy, and then just, here's a pack of 100 in the middle of the field, so it just piles up. I'm on the bottom, but when I pulled my bike up, it had kinked the down tube a little bit, put it in a jig,
You bent it back,
bent it back.
rode it.
Yeah, I raced on it for a long time.
Call that cold setting.
Yeah,
You're fine.
yeah.
You're fine.
The beauty of steel, but technically you're supposed to replace that. But
yeah.
I raced probably another
Man,
3-4 years on that.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for the era that I grew up in because I was at least old enough to like understand. The shop that I was originally started out in, we had a lot of those tools that would rebend the frames back. And I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And then they would show me like, oh yeah, steel frame bike. That's how you true a fork. I'm like, why are you truing a fork?
Yeah.
I always replace. You don't true forks.
Ah, we have the
That's
tool to
funny.
do
I
it.
know. I've messed with that. I've straightened
Yeah.
forks, but I would never do that.
And as a junior, we had a bus for
Yeah.
our team, and like 30, 40 bikes would fit on top of this bus. And there was one time our coach drove into a barn and like ripped like the first 2 rows off. And he spent that night, we were over on the coast getting ready for a race the next morning. He spent the night cold setting bikes all night, basically taking the bike, slamming it down on the ground in this barn until it went back into shape, and putting it back together, truing the wheels, and getting the next one, slamming it down on the ground and getting it ready.
Doug.
Yeah, legend, man,
Yeah.
legend that he did that. And fortunately, my bike was way at the back, so it was fine, But
And he
years later.
continued on in this bike industry. He
Oh,
worked for
absolutely.
Specialized,
And
FSA.
yeah. Doug Stewart, legend. Yeah, I had all these great guys in the bike industry as coaches. Calvin Jones.
Yeah.
The man, the myth, the legend. Yeah. He'd show up to you and holding his ribs. Guy had Ichabod Crane ribs, man. He just and Roger Thompson does a great version of him, and he grabs his ribs and he leans over and he goes, "What you eating, guys?" Because that was Calvin when we were doing that. All right, continuing on. Next story. In other transfer news, it looks like the one and only Steve Cummings will be taking his directorial prowess to Team Jayco Alula for 2025. Cummings is now taking his racing savvy as it builds around an incoming Aussie, Ben O'Connor. And his quote was, "I'm really excited to be joining Jayco. This team has a strong reputation for professionalism," intentional pause there, "and commitment to success, which aligns with my own values and experiences in sport," he said. "For me, it is more than just joining a team. It's an opportunity to be part of a culture that celebrates growth, resilience, and meaningful results. Naturally, though, having a long career in cycling, I already know a lot of team members. I can't wait to roll up my sleeves and get started with them."
The Ineos team is burning.
Well, is there any more on that read?
That's my read. Yeah, but
you know who got him fired?
no.
Thomas Pitcock.
Okay, and that's the
Wow.
thing.
He did not get along
What
with
a
him
dick.
at all.
There are again rumors swirling the toilet bowl about his transfer again. So, first of all, what does this add to Jayco? In terms of his skills as a director.
It's a bonus.
experienced
Yeah, what a
he's good
grab.
guy.
Yeah.
He knows how to get into breakaways. He understands, strategy.
He's old
He's
school.
a good guy.
Yeah.
His ability to help Ben reach the next level.
Give up. Jayco, like, no, you have, yeah.
I'm going to get everybody a button for your individual stools. And whenever, I think we're going to come to the conclusion at the end of every show that we can all place a vote on who is the asshole of the ride.
Me. It's me every time.
Because right now I had to hit my button. Like, yep, Sam's being the asshole of the night. So, no, and I mean that in a wonderful way.
I accept
he
it.
aims for that.
Yeah.
Accept it.
You don't. What is the greatest thing Jayco could hope with Ben O'Connor? Realistically, we're in the age of legends. Let's be honest here. We're in the age of legends. What can we hope would be the best thing that we could pull out of the hat with Ben O'Connor?
Top
Pyrenees.
10. Top 10. Pyrenees. Yeah. I think
Stage,
top 10's in a Grand
week-long.
Tour.
Stage wins, classics. You know, Michael Matthews won. What was it, Montreal?
Mm-hmm.
Or was it the one before Quebec? I can't remember between the two, but you know, that's what they could do. Probably a little more successful with his help.
Yeah.
One days.
What are the Czech riders at Ineos running through their minds right now? Was that it? Was that what's running through their minds?
Yeah.
Is it all? Now we're speculating here. This is all a bunch of guys sitting around a bar speculating, so nobody get angry at us. But is this, from what we're seeing from the outside, is this a lot of Tom's fault? Is he being Mr. Diva here, or is it just the inevitable shift in the end of an era and the super team not being able to figure out how to recruit a super team? I mean, those are my options that I could think of.
I don't know. I feel like Tom Pidcock's, at least from the results that we've seen, is the type of rider that has been, everybody said he can do a lot of things, but hasn't really done any of those things.
Olympic gold.
On the road?
No.
Well, I feel like that's why Ineos would have brought him in.
Yeah.
Would be like, he's going to win Paris-Roubaix, all these amazing things. And then he just never really did. And I wonder if they're trying to figure out what to do.
Or hasn't yet.
Escape
Who
Collective,
knows?
which I'm a member of.
Yeah. Good for you.
Has
man.
Dude,
support good cycling media.
They do a very good job. They had a special on Ineos, and they were talking about some of the problem with Pidcock is that his contract's written so any victory he gets like this $1 million bonus, which doesn't allow, that gets into the coffer a little bit, and it didn't specify. Now, it's been a long time since I listened to this, but I think I recall it correctly. But that means mountain bike races, you know, like gold medal, that was a bonus.
That's a
all
bonus.
this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it doesn't really benefit actually Ineos all that much, other than say, hey, now we know because we're like, hey, Pidcock won a mountain bike, but those in the mountain bike world are like, so
yeah,
yeah,
know.
Exactly.
Huh.
So he's actually, I think, the highest paid, and with all his bonuses and stuff. Yeah, it's no one else is getting any of that. So
wow.
So it could be just, you know, that's management problem. Then if that is truly the case, management's the one that's allowing this. So, and that's his contract, and maybe that's some of his. Maybe he wants to carry that contract over to the new team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and new teams are like, no,
you can't afford that.
Yeah. I'm not going to do that.
And Steve Cummings, who's been on the podcast, is a good dude.
You need to listen to the interview.
Oh my God, I should listen to this podcast.
I have an entire back library of interviews.
What episode are we on?
What did I say there on the show? You're going to make me go back to the notes? 458?
Wow.
Yeah. And some of the interviews I didn't actually classify as Packfiller Podcast interviews, but
wow.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to have to go back and listen.
Yeah, it's better than Tom Cruise.
Yeah, no.
Talk to me, Goose. Okay, so there we go. I don't know. I'm worried. I don't want to see any team fail, and and that's what I kind of like about sport as it is. We all have sports that teams that we root for and teams that we root against. Jackson, I'm sure there are NFL teams you wish would burst into flames in your experience watching NFL. Mm-hmm. Soccer teams, real football teams that we would want to see not do. I'm not, I like the MLS. I don't like the Portland Timbers because I'm a Seattle Sounders fan. You know, but and I recently haven't been a fan of Ineos because of their original dominance, because of their original tactic. The Froome years were boring to me.
Yeah.
And so because of that, Sky and Ineos, I've been kind of like, but I don't want to see them go under.
Yeah, there was another, now that you mentioned that, the other thing that Sky and Ineos did in the early days, that they bought up talent.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mikhail Kwiatkowski.
Yeah.
He was world champion, but he's satisfied as being a domestique, basically, and getting a couple of 1 days or a stage here or there. And think about Ian Boswell. Hey,
Yeah.
you interviewed
He's also
him.
been
Yeah.
on twice.
Dombrowski was another one who went
Yeah.
there, and they died on the vine, actually.
Yeah.
And, that's not fair. I mean, all of them did fairly well, but I think they were...
But maybe the program...
But there's not enough room because they had Froome, and that was their focus, and everybody bowed down to that. When Froome had his accident, Geraint came in, and so then that's how they operate. There's no room for anybody else other than to work.
A leader.
For one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now you look at, to me, if you look at not so much UAE, because he does it all anyway, just Pogacar, but Visma, Lisa Bike. I mean, those guys get along fairly well, it appears to be. I mean,
because they all have their own arrows. They all have their own arrows involved. They all pick and choose their own events. Tade can pick and choose the entire season.
When he says, "I'm not going to do the race because I want another teammate to have a chance,"
yeah.
that's
Pidcock can win classics. But I think they need a Grand Tour rider back. But it sounds like they don't have the budget for a Grand Tour rider because he's getting $1 million for winning Paris-Roubaix. Not Paris-Roubaix.
Did
Strade
everybody
Bianche.
see Unchained, the latest one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I just revisited that.
Watching Steve listening in that massage session, just listening, and I could just hear him in his mind going, "Ah!"
Well, that's when Pidcock says, "I want the cameras out."
Yeah.
And then it's like, he already made his mind up. Steve's like, goes to him and he says, "Hey, listen, we have, what's his name? Carlos is sitting right there." You know, that type of thing. He goes, "No, this is my stage. I've had this target the whole time.
Yeah.
I'm just going on the Jean Plain. I'm going to go and blah, 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 blah." Well, he blew up extensively.
Yeah.
And Carlos went and finished, and Pidcock rolls in. He lost 10, 15 minutes or something. And everybody's like, "Hey, Carlos won." What? He did?
Yeah.
Huh. I mean, that was instead. It's just like,
it's a tough pill to swallow. I can empathize with Pidcock when your entire world is thinking that you are the person, and then to have that not happen, I could see his lack of understanding and ability to bring joy to a moment. But I don't like it. I don't like it.
It's interesting because our buddy Matteo Jorgensen from this neighborhood, he made a comment in several podcasts that he was grateful he went to Movistar first before Jumbo Visma. Not Jumbo Visma, but Visma Lisa Bike.
Yeah.
Because he had to do everything for himself. He had to do his own diet. He had to do his own, training. And he fought so hard to get one. And then when he went to his new team, there's juniors that they don't know how to do any of this stuff. And he goes, you get grateful and you get hungry that way because you're fighting, as opposed to, here's your deal. This is what you need to do. This is what you eat. Blah blah blah.
Kids these days.
Well, I mean, to each their own. And I think Pidcock's a person who's just been hand-fed.
Went up through the
he
went up through the British program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we don't have a solution. We can only hope and pray.
No. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Before we get to tonight's segments and the first of our yearly holiday gift guides, I'd like to ask a few what I'm calling mini topics. All right. Okay. You can answer these quickly, or you can even take a minute or so if you want. Gentlemen, when you're training in general, how much do you focus on cadence? Do you focus on cadence? Why or why not? Jackson.
I used to not, because primarily I'm going to be a pretty low cadence rider. However, recently I have kind of started to think about it a little bit more because I have my power meter paired to it. And I think in a sprinting situation, I have to be used to, and my my cardiovascularly, I have to be used to that high cadence at a high power, and so I kind of have started to pay attention to it a little bit.
Sam?
Nope, but I probably should.
Paul?
No, never.
Jesus, no.
No, it's 65.
Actually, I do when I'm on the trainer.
Do you?
Because out of curiosity, not that I alter it or anything.
Do you
Is
ever
it
ride?
always 65?
No, I kind of average between, without
60
looking.
and 65.
40.
No, it's about, no,
and
it
60.
sounds like it, but it's usually around 75, around there, typically. Yeah.
Your knees sound like 65.
It's just the way it is. And so I try and push myself beyond that, but
Did you ever ride fixed gear in the winter in the old
No.
days? Yeah, I had.
Never.
Eddie B used to tell us all to ride fixed gear, so we'd put one on our road bikes, and just ride fixed gear most of the
and
winter.
forget about it and then go over the top of your bars and break a collarbone.
No, it's never anything like that. But boy, you get to a descent, and your legs are going so fast that we just take our feet out, just the pedals be going underneath us while we're going 30 miles an hour down a descent, and your feet are just hauling ass. But I actually do think about it more on the indoor than I do outdoor, because I've always been a gear basher, and I probably shouldn't. But you know what? There comes a time when you're like, this works. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Second question: how much do you focus on your pedal stroke? Sam, I don't know if you can answer this one. Jackson, when you're riding, do you focus on pedal stroke?
I think I focus on what muscles that I'm using, because I find that I'm very quad heavy, and then my calves just are not engaged at all.
Yeah.
And so I try and focus on using both, because I don't want to get into a bad habit.
Okay. Sam, I do you?
At this point,
Well,
in
once it's
how
set,
long I've
you're
been,
good.
Yeah, how long I've been riding, I don't really anymore. But yeah.
Yeah, same.
I've gotten to that point too, where it's like, I remember when I was younger, we focused on the, lifting the heel and the slightly on the backstroke, pushing your foot forward, scraping dog poop off your foot at the bottom of the pedal stroke, and constantly focusing on all those little details that hopefully by now it's just muscle
Automatic.
memory. It's just muscle memory.
A couple of years ago, I had to, because my pelvic posture, so how I was
Sure.
sitting on the saddle was wrong, and so I found a new saddle, got all that set, and then I had to kind of relearn how to pedal, and every once in a while I have to check in with exactly what you're talking about,
Yeah.
but mostly just driving to the bottom of the pedal stroke so that I could activate glutes.
Yeah.
Huge horse ass.
You gotta use them. Use what the good Lord sent you.
But yeah, so I did that a couple of years ago, but I don't think I have to focus too much on it
Yeah.
anymore.
It's surprising though how it is something that isn't necessarily taught. That you can see people, and this isn't elitist, but you can see people when you're riding going, you're not properly using your pedal stroke,
Follow-up question.
or they're towing. Davis Finney used to tow a lot in his pedal stroke.
And
But-
some people do that. I mean, just
Yeah.
if I'm going to jump kind of to a bike tip portion
Yeah.
of that is some people do that, right? There's runners are going to be more of if your background's in running, you're going to be more of a tow
Yeah.
rider. But, yeah, man, I don't know. I just think that a pedal stroke is such an interesting thing. I really learned mine when I did single leg on a trainer. I don't know if that's still a thing that people do.
It is in some of the workout programs.
Okay,
It is,
because
yeah.
I feel like that
System
really
does
teaches you how you pull around the entire pedal stroke.
Yeah.
And Trainer Road doesn't do that.
Yeah. How much do you focus on aerodynamic positioning while on the trainer? Anybody?
Mild.
Paul?
That is an issue. These are all going to my segment.
Oh, well then I'll stop.
Did you see what? No, I mean that's fine. I mean everybody can answer.
Just
it.
skip
It's
forward to his segment.
Well, I can go to the
No.
segments. Where,
No.
at that point.
That's all
So-
right. I mean, to me, that is an issue. The issue on what I find myself on a trainer is that for the first time I actually focus on cadence and I start looking at heart rate and then I'm
Okay.
looking at, and then it's all these stupid numbers.
But are you at least leaning down?
No,
and,
you can't.
working those back muscles and stuff like that.
You don't because you're
trainer?
too busy looking up. That's not the
Oh!
natural position.
Okay.
Unless you have your monitor, whatever, where you would normally be.
Yeah.
It becomes natural. And I would assume majority of people don't, so they're upright.
Yeah.
When I'm going up a 5 I've got to wipe my head, and I'm going up a 5% grade, and I'm standing like this, and I'm like, wow, I'm increasing on my, my power levels going up, and I'm sitting up.
Yeah.
Well, that's not realistic. You don't ride that way. And I've told this story before, but CP, you and I, one time we all got on our trainer and we did a race on Zwift and stuff like that. And CP was doing really well. He used it as a tool from his hip replacement and stuff. And we went out and hit the road, and it was almost flip-flop. I was like dead last on all the... My trainer was really goofed up anyway.
It was set up.
Outside of that, the thing is that one thing that I noticed, I was telling Chris, CP, I said, the thing is, what I hate about it is I find myself in positions I normally don't do on the bike. And when I get onto the road, I'm like, oh, this almost feels strange a little bit, because you have a tendency to be a little more relaxed sitting, arms locked and stuff like that, and looking at this TV or whatever, as opposed to the other position. At least for me. And he goes, I think that's the problem.
Throw bifocals into it, and you're almost falling off the back of the bike.
I can't take it.
Jack, do you focus on positioning like that?
Yeah.
You do?
On any hard effort, I either have two fingers. See, it's really weird. It's that just like the way I like position my fingers on the hoods, some reason like affects my entire upper body. And so if I have two fingers under the hood and two fingers over the brake, then I get like really low. And I've started to notice that I just naturally do that whenever a hard effort comes up, or I'll be sitting in the drops when a sprint effort comes up. It's like all these things that I just kind of did intentionally a couple of years ago and are now just like born into me all the time.
I don't think I use the drops ever when I'm on my trainer. I think my full sprint efforts I do in the hoods. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. I don't think I'm conscious of it. And this is another reason why I need to work my back and core, because I know for a fact that when I go into the spring, because I've spent my entire winter on the trainer just going, oh, I'm going hard now. I'm so far away, from my stem, that it takes me until midsummer to be able to be in a hard ride with you guys, where I catch myself going, oh, my elbows are finally at 90 degrees. And I don't think about it in the winter. And it's something that I'm assuming I should probably be doing right now in order to strengthen the back, in order to get that, that position comfortable and ready. You don't have to do it all the time, but we had a coach who used to make us ride in the drops on all of our spring rides.
5317.
5317. We'd have to ride in our 5317, and we'd have to put our hands in the drops for like 2+ hours at a time.
Get in the drops.
Yeah, hands in the drops. We put our hands in the drops. 5317, and we'd be in that gear. And that's where you'd ride. Hills, flats, that's what we do. Wow. Dude, worked. We would go to spring races flying because we had super strong arms and backs, and obviously our knees were powder, but everything else was good.
I just also have to think like it's also the volume that you were doing.
Oh, we were doing insane miles.
You're doing insane miles. Like your general conditioning at that time was fucking phenomenal.
But speaking about cadence, I mean, you were, when you're doing 5317, you're climbing a hill. Sometimes you're at 35, barely getting over the top.
And that's
power.
Then
on a descent, we're doing power workouts. And then on the descent, you're spun. You're just, if you can do 150 RPMs, that's what you're doing, or you're coasting.
Yeah. It was better than the old days. Yeah. Next one, how much do you focus on fueling while on the trainer? How dedicated are you to it? Do you drink when you're thirsty? Jackson, you're one of the most dedicated to fueling people I know. You basically have a timer that tells you when to fuel. Are you still that dedicated when you're on the trainer, or is it just drink when you're thirsty, or don't even drink and then drink when you're done?
I don't ride for that long on the trainer.
That's what I mean.
Yeah. So like I'll finish a good majority of a water bottle by the end.
On a sub-hour ride, you will finish a good majority of the water bottle.
Yeah. Yesterday I rode for 30 minutes, and I had I would say the amount that I have currently in this glass.
You had left.
Yeah.
Jesus, I got to work on that.
But I'm
really
eat.
bad at that.
I don't eat. I just use regular water too.
See, I will say, if we want to be really good about this, we should be taking typical cycling nutrition, not only for training your gut, how do you process this when you're in that, zone, but also the gels that we have, all the maple syrup, right, that we use, all of the scratch mix. If I was to be good about it, I would do that. But I don't. I drink just water. But I do drink a lot of water.
I do too. I stick to a lot of water, and it's probably not the best decision. Mm-hmm. And I don't drink a lot of water.
I'm the oddball then.
All right, you feel?
Yeah, actually, because I don't use fans. Don't use anything.
Oh my!
I'm in
Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah. So I do all that. I'm sweating tons. So as you guys know, I have a friend who's in the process of doing hydration stuff and some other things too when it comes to cycling or other activities.
Yeah.
And so he's been giving me a couple of samples and stuff. So I'm doing that kind of for his sake too. But I have one bottle of his mix and one bottle of water. And I just do that because my wife working in the ER, she sees a lot of people in the summertime just drinking Gatorade or Powerade, and that's it. And that throws your electrolytes completely off. It should be 1-to-1. Yeah. So that's what I try and do. And if I start going halfway through that mix, then I'm going to go ahead and try and switch over to water a little bit so I can keep it intact and stuff. So, I go through, in a 40-minute ride, I will go through both bottles. But I sweat quite a bit, though.
Yeah.
No way in hell will I ever do that.
My last question was going to be how is important is proper airflow in your training environment.
I could do with hot temperatures, but a fan needs to be moving air. I need air moving in the air.
Yeah. See, I have a very little fan, for the very little space that I have. And so I have that going on me all the time, but I did this intentionally last year and I'm doing it again this year. I have the room that I train in up to 73 or 74 degrees.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And see, but you're saying, oh my God, but I'm not joking. Last year it hit those high highs and we were outside riding, sometimes racing, and it never bothered me. Mm-hmm. I was I've been doing it because I've been riding.
You do better in heat.
Yeah.
But I'd also been training my body to do all this stuff for
I can't argue that.
But I do fine in those kind of heats too. And I have the heat vent closed in the room I'm in.
And all windows open.
Today I had the window behind me open and I had 2 fans blowing on me.
I couldn't do that.
And I want one of the Wahoo fans that is paired with your heart rate monitor that gets faster when your heart rate goes up. I get off of the trainer and my eyes are so dry, you can hear me blink.
Yeah. I'm with
it's
you.
It's like Velcro.
Yeah. I gotta have air movement.
There's no way. I have all the windows open.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And today, I woke up this morning and it was 28 degrees Fahrenheit outside, and I had the window behind me open. I go upstairs to shower after my ride, and my stomach is always freezing. It's red.
Yep.
Yeah, I look like I got punished in grade school, and everybody just did this slappy thing, whatever. Pull down bolster, slap it. Red bully, that's what it is. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, see,
oh God, I hated grade school.
See, I have it warm intentionally. So, because heat training is a thing that we have to do.
Mm-hmm. I just will not do
I don't like indoor sweating that much.
No.
I don't like when it's running off.
See, I don't really sweat that much either.
Oh my God.
I'm not joking. Maybe on a hot ride, I'll have 1 bead of sweat go down the middle of my face, and that's it. That is it.
I will have 1 bead of sweat go down my face every 8 seconds.
Yes.
Yeah.
After every single interval, it's full towel down.
Yeah.
I'm not, over the last summer of a very hard racing season, for kind of short, but I had 2 times that there was some sort of sweat touching my nose.
Oh my God.
From my forehead.
My jersey looks like a winter wonderland with the salt.
You have SWAS.
I have SWAS, and I have to hang up my jersey after I finish an indoor session, or I would probably ruin the carpet.
Wait, you wear a jersey when you're doing indoor?
Yeah. I do.
Is it anybody
Crazy.
else caught up on that?
I don't wear a jersey.
What?
You don't?
No way.
I just wear the shorts.
I would go butt-ass naked if
bibs,
I could.
So just bibs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wear bibs. Sometimes I'll do the bibs with the undershirt.
Nope.
But I do jersey just because, number one, I want something to catch the sweat. sweat. And number 2,
You were gonna say swass.
I know. Number
You were
2,
gonna
no,
say
I'm
swoop.
ashamed. I don't want to be seen because the computer has a camera and somebody might turn it on. My OnlyFans account.
Oh, shit.
Right.
Oh, good subscribe. Yeah, no.
No, I wear
Yeah.
it zipped at least. The only time when I get really hot is halfway
And
down.
you have no air movement.
No
Same
air
way.
You
movement.
sick.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I'm the same way, but
Yeah.
not without fans. Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
But
That's-
my jersey is sopping wet, and it has to dry out because I made a big mistake of just cramming them all, and they're
yeah.
moist,
Yeah.
and then like,
Mold.
oh yeah, it started
they'll get
stinking
bad.
like
Yeah.
vomit.
Yeah.
It's like, it's
You know,
terrible.
there was a joke there that I missed out on somewhere with talking about these rooms and setting up fans, and then I made an OnlyFans joke.
Uh-huh.
But
Sure.
there could be an OnlyFans cycling club. You know,
Only
where
for- yeah, for you
only
guys.
use fans. We're
Uh-huh.
only use fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no. See, I'm having to explain it, so it
No,
obviously
no,
fell on
I
its
caught
ass.
on, but you just kept going.
Gentlemen, we are at 1:20 into our show. So do we do segments or do we do our first gift guide?
I don't care.
Let's do the gift guy.
I think we should go to the gift guide this year. So
Love
can we?
that.
Paul kind of got his segment in, but a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
But hold that
Yeah, I
for
will.
next
I
week.
will.
Sam, you got one. Hold it for next
Always.
week. Jackson, you got one.
Oh, yeah.
Always, because he's always
See his
prepared.
swag.
He is.
He's always ready.
Yeah. I don't know if I have my Christmas music. I don't have my Christmas music. Mother puss bucket.
I have a whole entire playlist
This
of
is my
lo-fi
favorite
Christmas
time of the
beats in
year.
case you
We
want
get to
it.
like spend fake money.
Well, usually I have some
You
kind of
know.
a thing like that.
Yeah, where is it?
And I got to find it. I got to bring it back up. And I apologize to everyone, including all of our listeners, for not having a proper generic bump. I guess we could just go with a classic, but that doesn't count. It's not very Christmassy, but it'll work for tonight. So tonight we're going to talk about gift guide, our holiday gift guide. And every show leading up to Christmas, we like to start with the increase in price, increase in value. And so tonight's gift guide recommendations, or your ask for ideas list, is brought to us by our friends at Competitive Cyclist. And we want you to shop locally, but the Competitive Cyclist is a great alternative if you can't find it locally. Please find it locally first. Under $50 is the idea tonight. Part 1, under $50, aka stocking stuffers. Do you think under $50 is a decent stocking stuffer? Doesn't have to fit in the stocking.
I think it's a great stuffer, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. My wife grew up thinking the stocking was on the thing, but my mother-in-law would bring out just random shit she bought throughout the year with them in mind in a laundry basket.
Love that.
Yeah.
Rocks.
Oh, Grandma Jeannie doesn't mess around when it comes to giving out gifts. She loves that shit. And it'd be just like, wow, I have never had to buy an UV glove. I have 5 UV gloves. There's some in the RV. And by the way, UV gloves are freaking brilliant. They're great.
They are.
So, for example, I thought I'd take the helm and go first. First thing I found, courtesy of our friends at Competitive Cyclist, you don't have to do that, for $44.96. I chose, and I would love to turn over my stocking and hear the happy jingle of 20 CO2 cartridges. From I can never pronounce them. Is it Lysine?
Lysine.
I would love to have 20 CO2 cartridges fall onto the floor. Hopefully not burst and fly and kill my dog or something like that. But to have those, that is the gift that gives the whole year, Clark. Because that would be my ultimate. I would love that. It's just something, because it's like it does. You might not think it means a lot, but it does. So that's my under 50. Hey, who wants to go next?
I can go next. I want 2 of these. For $15.40.
Oh, you're way under 50.
That's why I said I want 2.
Okay.
I want the chamois butter Euro style. I want 2 of
Just
them.
bought 2 of them.
What's
Wow.
that?
I'm competitive.
Oh, so chamois butter, we all know what that is.
Yeah.
Euro style, it's the minty kind.
It's got tea tree oil in it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Antibacterial.
Which is
And
toxic for
tickles.
dogs, though, so don't let your dog lick
Yeah.
your balls.
Yep. Just don't let them do
General rule.
Let's-
that. General
Well, I
rule
think it's
for
a-
many
yeah.
purposes.
Yeah.
Outside of even
Bad dog.
applying this on,
I
I don't
think
think
we'll-
that's a good choice. There's a potential of bite down.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah.
I love that. That's where you went. Not the fact of getting caught.
No.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yes.
I had bad saddle sores last year, and so now what I did this year is, I'm not joking, I rode the trainer yesterday and I put chamois cream on. And so
Good
I do it
man.
every single time.
Do you now?
Yes. And so I
Okay.
need it.
I used
Me
to only
too.
do it for longer rides,
Nope.
but I think I should probably
I do it
Doesn't
for
take
every
much,
single ride. No.
But yeah.
I mean, I trained for a max of 45 minutes last year,
Yeah.
and I
Oh.
got saddle sores.
Yeah.
I have some with CBD in it still that I've had for a long time. So which
Get
means my balls are just
stoned
going
off your
My
nuts.
balls are going just like, wee, bro, this is awesome. Go for another ride.
I bet your ED is just through the roof.
Yeah, I can do my what's his name? My what? My what?
I said, I bet your ED is just through the roof.
Yeah.
What? Seth Rogen.
Anything working down there?
Is that a two-person tent?
Yeah. My ED.
Wow.
It kind of had that minty tingle too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so 2 of those. What size of the bottle was it?
It's a jug.
What?
Well, not a jug. It's like a kind of a tub.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
dude.
I prefer the one
I
that's
want
like
that
the little
now.
like squeeze bottle.
See, I just had the squeeze bottle. This is
Is that more?
235 mils or 8 fluid ounces.
That's
That might
quite a
be
bit.
more.
That's quite a bit.
Yeah, so that's a pint
Yeah.
of chamois butter.
Yeah.
Proper pint.
That will get you
of
through the
chamois
full
butter.
season
Mhm.
Wow.
with proper application.
Proper application.
Proper application of the chamois cream.
Honey! I think I will just demonstrate right now.
We all did.
Oh.
Top that, Sam.
Okay. Mine, you know what? Last year, actually, I was thinking back on this, and I would be curious to listen back on the podcast last year if I did actually use this one. But it does
listen back
seem
on the
familiar
week.
that I chose the Castelli undersaddle bag.
Yes.
But I chose the mini bag last year. Bad decision. It's not big enough. XL bag. I could only fit. Stop.
There's a that's what he said
Stop.
joke.
XL. Because I could only fit like a tire, or sorry,
Oh,
one
yeah.
one tube, one CO2, and my multi-tool. Which
So-
like,
Wow.
You ride with that?
yeah.
On our ride? I've never saw a bag on. Oh, it's because your ass is so big.
Yeah.
Covered it up.
It's enveloping
No wonder
the
he wants a
entire
larger
thing.
one.
I was wondering where you're going with that. I'm like, no, I had it.
Yeah, I never saw it.
No, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
It's, I mean, the saddlebag is so awesome. And then for that price point, it's killer. But it's $49.99.
I
Should have thought of
Do
the one
I
we
win
have.
Do I win
I
something
tried
for
to
being
do the wallet
closest?
thing. Oh, what is it pronounced?
It's almost there.
Is that what really?
Yeah.
Is that what how you pronounce
Wait,
it?
Yeah.
what?
Almsthere. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a sponsor of the show, but it's a good bag. It's a
Yeah.
really good bag.
Yeah,
You guys aren't going to make a sexual joke about that.
What?
almost there. No, Sam, can you explain this?
Hey,
thorough
really,
detail what
guys?
that means? I don't get it.
It was set up for you. You're the one that didn't say anything.
We just got through an entire holding back everything when you told us your bag wasn't big enough.
Jesus.
What are you packing? Jesus Christ.
We did. I did try to do the whole wallet thing, the cycling wallet thing, where it's that, I don't have it anymore. Where it was from our fine sponsors at Muck-Off, where it's you kind of fold it together and zip it and you put it in your jersey. You don't put it on your bike anymore. And I got tired of having my jersey pockets look like they do on effing Zwift when everybody's like going, "Good job, right on."
I never got one of those.
Well, that's because you're a grumpy prick. But no, it's so I don't like clunky pockets, and I stopped doing that. So I went back to the saddlebag concept, and I did the. I never knew it was almost there. Now I know that's the name. Okay, Paul, 50 and under.
I balked and held back with the chain waxing thing, and I got into it. And Silka makes a great
They
product.
do.
So for $30. There's the secret chain blend
Yeah.
that they make, and then
It's great shit. That's what I use.
and for new chains they have it's called the strip chip that you put in there. You don't even have to do anything to your chain. You open it up out of the bag, you put your wax in your waxing kettle, and then you put the strip chip in there, and it takes away and
lubricates the chain.
lubricates the chain where it waxes your chain.
And I have
And
a
that-
You're gonna
and the
wax
strip
my
chips-
chain for me?
I have a mini
I have
crock pot,
this whole setup.
but
You do?
Paul's got the better
All right,
setup.
I'll drop it off
I
at
have
your
a mini
place.
crock pot, and
Is
it's
it
got
brand
wax
new?
in it. It's ready to
Yep.
go. But I don't have the strip.
Strip
I don't
chips.
have the strip chip. Mine is just the chain wax. When Jackson gave me a new chain, I stripped it. I put it in the I don't want to say vibrator.
You were gonna say it.
Go ahead.
The
Finish your
ultrasonic.
comment.
The sonic
Ultrasonic
cleaner.
cleaner.
And I put it in there for a while, and then I cleaned it out and washed it out. And oh my God, we're just sounding dirty.
This is going south.
It is.
Yeah.
And
But I don't like the
everybody
fact-
missed the whole thing about I went wax.
Yeah.
Yeah, wax.
Yeah.
So-
The only way
You
to
put
go.
the wax on.
They do use this Brazilian mixture.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Because there's nothing harder than wax off.
That's right.
This is my boy. He's a professional at putting worms on hooks. He's a masturbator.
This has gotten away from us.
Thank you. Tip your waitresses, everybody.
That's what I have.
We'll see you next week.
Oh.
Yeah.
What I would suggest, though, what I did is I bought 2 chains.
Yeah.
So you're
That's a
doing your
great way to do
rotate.
it.
Once it gets a little bit dirty, take the other one, put your other chain in there. There is some little faffing afterwards. You have to kind of break it in. And don't wax your chain right before a big event because
Yeah.
it takes like a while for it, even when you've got it all worked
Mine's
out.
pretty
But
clumpy when I take it out.
You guys, this
swear
has
to
gotten
God,
so far
it's
away
not
from us.
It's not the content.
I
it's
was
the
fine until
minds.
you started pausing.
But
that was the part.
so I have no. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna
just
talk about what I
wiggled
have
it
to
back
do
and
it.
forth.
Yeah.
Merry
Yeah,
Christmas to
I
everybody.
have to rub it off, and
And-
it'll.
Oh,
That's what I was gonna say.
I
son's
feel like
leaving.
we've
I
gone from rated PG-13 to rated R.
And you guys cut me off F-bombs.
Yeah.
Okay, that brings us logically to the end of another Packfiller podcast. So let's end with a final K. First of all, I'd like to ask a question to the audience before we go there. Who's up for a live show at a local shop with giveaways? There are thoughts in and plans in action about seeing this clusterfuck, there's my third,
Yeah.
happen live in person with giveaways and contests and all those kind of things. We used to do them for a while. We did our live show for a while. I need to dust off the old format, take it out. It'd be kind of fun to do it in a bike shop. So let us know. I'd like to hear that. So, gentlemen, on our outro, the final K. What's the best Christmas or holiday movie, in your personal opinion?
A Christmas Story.
Okay.
That's way up there, yeah.
I don't know if it counts as a movie, but A Peanuts Christmas is my favorite.
That's a good one.
The Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yeah.
Paul?
It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh, my God. You just went for the purity and
No,
the
it's-
goodness and all of us and Merry Christmas, movie house.
Hi there, Pottersville.
Yeah. Potter.
You should also,
Potter's
you have
house.
to plug the 24-hour race and that it's open.
Oh shit! Thank you. My favorite movie is Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase. We watch that every year on Thanksgiving Day. But yes, thank you, Sim. The registration for the 24 Hours of Riverside is opening up this Friday, and
Killer deals.
if you are a solo rider, you have 24 hours, and registration's $100.
That's insane.
That's with food coupons. That's with everything. That's the whole effing deal.
I would be tempted.
There you go.
I might only do one lap, but I'd be tempted.
That's you still get food.
$100 for a lap.
$100. Yeah.
And food.
Yeah.
A baked potato. Okay.
That's at midnight, but
Yeah.
I'm talking like the food trucks and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. Thanks for reminding me. I appreciate that. You guys, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll catch everybody next week, but not David.